Hello everyone, happy Sunday. I hope that you are doing well. I'm Danielle of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I'm so happy that you're here with me this evening. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you are returning, go ahead and hit that like button. It's wonderful to have you here either way. I'm here every Friday night and Sunday night at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. We will together build a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests from the chat, and then we will jump right into a Reiki session where I will send Reiki healing and crystal healing to you wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. If you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one distance session or tarot reading, go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com, as you see right there on the bottom of the screen, or go ahead and scan that QR code. It'll pop up a link where you can sign up for my email newsletter, learn more, anything like that. It's so good to have y'all here. Lila Ray, Flower, Blue Sky, and let's see. Stella, JS, I already picked out a few stones for you. Awesome. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's build that beautiful grid. Go ahead, put any requests in there. It can be something tangible and physical. It can be something aspirational. It can be really anything at all. So let's go ahead, dive in, and take a closer look at those crystals. Oh, and I hear a kitty. Hello. Do you want to say hi? You want to come up? No? You're going to wait till I don't expect it? Okay. We'll be surprised. Okay. Awesome. There we go. So we generally start with a copper spiral here. Copper helps to get energy moving, much like it helps electricity to move in the case of wiring. This is thought to help healing energy to get up and get moving. The sign of the spiral, that tends to be equated with healing as far back as the beginnings of humanity, really. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. JS, you can't be here, but you wanted to request something for calling in a new home. I definitely want to help you with that. So let's go ahead. We'll do 2 stones. The first one that I came up with to call in for you is Desert Rose Selenite. Desert Rose Selenite is excellent for anything having to do with real estate, property deals, paperwork around it, actually looking for the home itself. It's also helpful for redefining ourselves after some kind of sudden change or a big loss or in the face of something completely new and different in your life. Helpful too for those big life changes that you make through consistent small efforts, the things that you're working at, like buying a home. Also helpful for upset stomach, acne, eczema, skin issues, as well as fighting viruses, animal healing, and men's health. So that is Desert Rose Selenite. So 4 little pieces there. And we just kind of build by how it feels right. So we'll see how this looks and feels to start. Go. Fantastic. And some citrine. This helps to call in any kind of financial abundance, resources of any kind. So whether you're looking for a house or a car, whatever it might be, or if you're just looking to earn more money or look for more opportunities to earn more money, citrine is lovely. Real citrine is getting really hard to find these days. This is the real deal. It also helps with balancing our sense of logic with our intuition, as well as managing addictions and compulsions, also with making good decisions, particularly good financial decisions. So that is citrine. Citrine's also thought helpful for things like fibromyalgia and nausea. So that is citrine. So I hope that that helps. All the best to you as you work towards buying a house, JS. That's a big step. All the best to you as you do it. Hey, Heart, Bella, good to see you both. Abby, good to see you. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here again. It's lovely. It's so good to be back. Okay, good stuff. So next is, oh, Stella, lots of love to you too. I can't wait to see you soon. I hope you have a good week ahead too. Blue Sky, it's good to see you. A healing request for your cat. give her strength and bravery. And for your partner, healing of body, mind, and spirit. You got it. So Kitty, definitely desert rose selenite, really helpful for working with any kind of animal stuff, animal healing, as is leopard skin jasper. And let's see. Let's start there for that. And then we'll look for something for your partner. So let's start with leopard skin jasper. Lovely for everything animal related. This is a stone that's also really helpful for the humans in the way of helping to attract a beautiful soulmate partnership. It's also helpful for anything impacting the skin, whether it's on an animal or a human, as well as coordination, balance, and connecting with our animal guides and guardians as we are doing our healing work or our spiritual work. If you do work with animals in general, this is a great stone to work with, leopard skin jasper. It's also good for like skin infections and stuff too. So there we go. So leopard skin jasper, and for your partner, healing body, mind, and spirit. Gotcha. There's a lot of good choices for that one. And I'm kind of just going intuitively a little bit with this. First, before I get into stones for your partner, I wanted to bring in some crazy lace agate. I think this will help your partner, as well as this really hits the nail on the head for the intentions you had for your cat, the strength and protection and bravery. So this is crazy lace agate, and it can look any number of ways, as you can see. This definitely helps like the courage, the confidence, as well as balance. It's also helpful for protection and for healing the heart as well as the solar plexus centers. It's helpful too for skin, eyes, speech, and physical energy. So I don't see how it could be a bad thing. Yeah, lots of protection, lots of courage. So that's crazy lace agate. And for your partner, the three that popped up are Herkimer, red jasper, and opalite. So Herkimer is great for spiritual sided healing, as well as mental emotional to some extent. Herkimer diamond helps with relaxation, being in the present moment, also connecting to divinity and manifesting and asking the universe for what we seek. It helps to harmonize a lot of discord or imbalanced energy in one's life, and it can also help with metabolism as well as intuition. It's a really good balancing stone as far as balancing energy is concerned. So that is Herkimer diamond from the Herkimer region of New York in the US, not too far from here. There we go. Red jasper helps with things like empowerment and really anything to do with the root chakra. That is basic needs, primal urges, fight or flight, fear and safety type stuff. So this is also standing up for yourself, fighting against injustice and bullying. It helps with grounding and emotional support, particularly emotional support for long-term illnesses or physical issues. Helps too with psychic and sexual and spiritual protection and energy clearing, as well as depression, fertility. It's a really great stone all around. I find it to be one of my more favorite security, stability kind of stones. Anytime that there's stuff going on in life, especially if there's a lot of like physical healing going on, that is a lot to deal with. Red jasper can help us feel a little bit more vital and back in our body. And opalite. This is migraines, nausea, and hormones are usually the first thing that pop to mind when we think of opalite, which, by the way, is a man-made glass. This is a man-made stone completely. This is also helpful of accepting an outcome, acceptance of what is. So this can help us to kind of settle and adjust and move with the now, what is happening. Whether or not we can completely come to terms with it right away, it does help us to move in that direction. Also helps with the kidneys, repression of stuck feelings, anger, resentment especially, and helps with things like tinnitus, which is the persistent ringing in the ears. So I'm going to go ahead and put some opalite. Actually, I'm going to put the opalite right here. Start another line for us. So I hope that helps you and your partner. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. I'm more than happy to. And it's good to see you as always. Oh, good to see you, Flower. Okay, cool. Ooh, good requests. Oh, good to see you, Heart. Okay, cool, Jennifer. Okay, so next one will be Flower. Any stones to feel cooler, it's too damn hot. Unfortunately, you gotta put the crystals in the freezer. And then go ahead and roll around in them. Yeah, let's see what we got. Upper respiratory infection for Lila Ray. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. We'll get for that too. So let's do that. Let's see. Upper respiratory infection and comfort. Something around temperature and weather and comfort. Let's see. I think you had an actual request down here though. Focus, I believe it was, right? Yeah, focus. Okay, so focus and upper respiratory infection. Green kyanite. Okay, so 2 for Lila Ray. The first is going to be green kyanite. Green kyanite helps with the lungs, heart, chest, cardiopulmonary, everything, and also especially helpful for things like asthma. So I feel like it'll be helpful for upper respiratory stuff. It also helps with balancing and blending our more mundane, regular, everyday life along with our kind of spiritual life. So that's green kyanite. Also helpful for connection with plants and nature spirits and gaining wisdom from our intuition. This is definitely one of those stones that I would do some garden magic with. There we go. All about the same size then. And we'll keep doing our best bringing this grid into balance. I'm going to end up needing to do the card trick in a moment. Another one to help is moss agate. Moss agate helps also with connection to spirit, connection to the sense of unconditional love, any kind of work with our higher self or our inner child, and especially connection with nature and fears of the unknown. But this is a stone that's often looked at pretty intensely for infections and illnesses of all kinds. So this is moss agate. And I'm just going to go ahead and align these up. Actually, I'll put them behind the kyanite because they match so well. Cool, so that is moss agate. So I hope that that helps. I'm going to go ahead and tidy up this grid, which means we get to pick an oracle card. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm picking a card. Okay, that's a funny one. So this is from a new Oracle deck that I just started working with. This is not a tarot deck. This is called the Rainbow Brain Skull Oracle. This is the cover on the book. And if you know out there, get out there. It's saying exactly what it means. Get out there, socialize. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can do. Yep, this really helps with like lining up the grid. In case you've never built a crystal grid, all of mine are just really intuitive, but you can also follow something like a flower of life or any kind of sacred geometry, and that will also work. I like the freedom to just kind of go with the flow because it's always such a different grid every time we work on it here. So go ahead and don't forget to get yourself out there this week. Awesome. So let's see. So now we are looking for something with focus, as well as for Abby. Grief, focus, future, and racing thoughts. You got it. Lots of focus requests. So grief, focus on future, and racing thoughts, and more for focus. Focus on the future. I've got some good ones for that. Let's do Picture Jasper. Picture Jasper will help on focusing on the future. Tiger Eye will help. Let's start with Picture Jasper and Tiger Eye. So Picture Jasper definitely helps with picturing the future ahead of us, like all of the possible potentials that the future could have. It's helpful to foreseeing like the big picture, if you will, so beyond the immediate and into the long term and all of the ramifications. Helps too with new ventures, helps to kind of bring to light any hidden fears that might be holding you back so you can address those. And it's wonderful for big moves, especially like new cultures, new languages, whether that's travel or permanent. Hey, you want to come up? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Hey, come on up, Birdie. Everybody wants to see you. Come on up. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Okay. Oh, I know. You just wanted to say hello quickly. I know. I had to. They were just catnipped, so they're calming down. As they calm down, they may be a little bit more chill. Other things that Picture Jasper can help us with are things like quitting smoking, as well as, like I said, big moves where like there's a cultural difference. It can help with traveling, where there's a cultural or language difference as well. So that's Picture Jasper. But yeah, that can help with like focusing on the future, seeing the long term. As can Tiger Eye. Tiger Eye is also really helpful for things like research and study. It helps you to take in a lot of information and make sense of it. and make the best decisions. It also brings a lot of strength, balance, and courage as you move forward and as you act upon these sort of plans and ideas that you have. It also helps to protect against jealousy and envy. Wonderful for big picture thinking, entrepreneurial kinds of thinking, but yeah, a really good one for focus, clarity, logic, all of the above. And let's see what else. Grief and racing thoughts. This one can help there. And a couple amethyst, I think. So if you have any other requests for healing or well-being, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I'm happy to add them to the list for you. So here is some amethyst. Amethyst is lovely for things like sleep and just lightening the mood, and also helping to establish a good spiritual connection, establishing a good space for spiritual work. It's also really helpful for things like accountability, so things like recovery of from addictions, any kind of sobriety type journey, any kind of compulsions, version of that as well. It also helps with blood clots and clearing. It's wonderful for purification rituals, and it's helpful for things like OCD as well as headache, and with grief and undue emotional burden. So it's helpful there as well. It's also really helpful for understanding our dreams and to lighten a mental burden, lighten a mental load. If our mind is racing and we're kind of overstimulated to an extent, amethyst can be a really helpful stone. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that in. That's amethyst. That's another one that's good for quitting smoking as well. And lepidolite. Lepidolite is really helpful for things like you're saying, racing thoughts. This is another good stone for that. There's a lot of good ones for that, but lepidolite particularly feels right today. This helps with thought patterns, and especially those racing thoughts, but also things like eating disorders, also recovery. And it's also good for things like melancholy, depressions, whether it's like depression like is an actual diagnosis, or depression as in something more fleeting. Also helps with digestion, the general nerves, and also with things like cramps and tendinitis. Helps too with just like overstimulation. It just brings in a calming, almost sedative type quality. Lepidolite is actually lithium mica, and that is used in mental health, and it is an element, a natural element. In here is also, as you see this blue here, included in this is also some amazonite. So I'm going to bring that in. Amazonite is fantastic as lepidolite is for any kind of life and death, whether it's hospice or transition or anything like that, can be really helpful. But amazonite is also really helpful for self-care in general, taking care of yourself. It helps with the spine and spinal nerves, as well as luck and winnings, anything neurological. And with helps with protection of women, especially when it comes to things like misogyny. So that is amazonite. And I want to get one more good grief stone. So let's bring in some jet. This helps with grief, especially grief of losing someone very close. It also helps with protection against anything really negative or malevolent, anything more like paranormal kind of ick. Helps too with hospice and around anyone or any animal that's near the death and dying sort of transition. Helps too with lymphatic drainage, lymphatic swelling, and also with financial stability. So that is JET, J-E-T. So there we go. It's good to see you, Abby. Shellbell, I hope you're doing well. Okay, cool. Heart, something to disconnect from eating too much, disconnecting from old ways of dealing with frustrations, fears, and insecurities. You've got it. So let's bring in some blue apatite. Disconnecting from old ways of dealing with stuff. You got it. That will help there. Let's see. Let's see. That one will help. I think this will help too. So the first one is actually really helpful with all relationships, but particularly our relationship with food. This is blue apatite, and it is spelled Apatite, and it helps many things, including our relationship with food. This also helps with anyone who's looking to better relate to food in their life and the role it plays. So whether you're looking to gain weight, lose weight, stabilize your eating, whatever the case may be, blue apatite can help. It's also helpful with courage on your soul path. It helps with harmonizing and peacefulness in an environment. So if an environment just feels out of balance and kind of chaotic, this can be really helpful. It's wonderful too for addressing hostile audiences and people who are already hostile. It helps with strengthening your aura, and it also helps with like I said, eating disorders and things like that. So this can be a really helpful one in many ways. Here, let's actually put this behind the opalite. Ruby is going to be a good one to help because it helps with the courage to be yourself, including a new version of yourself as well. It adds tons of confidence, as well as it helps with leadership and management, and that includes leadership and management of our own responses as well. Helps too with love, fertility. It's thought to be helpful for things like fibromyalgia. It's wonderful too for releasing fear, which I think is going to be a key part here to help. Wonderful for making decisions, stopping nightmares, and with bringing in financial stability. So that's ruby. Okay, and yellow calcite feels right for this. So yellow calcite is all about confidence and good energy. It's all about being excited and optimistic for bringing yourself forward into life. So this helps with clearing blockages around self-identity and who you are personally and your worth, as well as boundaries around where one stops and another begins. Helpful too for setting priorities based on your desires and the plans and intentions you have set, and great for releasing the sense of needing to be approved of by others. So I'm going to go ahead and place these here, and we will work these into the grid as we go. So that's yellow calcite. And finally, I wanted to bring in some petrified wood. Petrified wood is a tree that was once alive that died and then over time, under the right circumstances, turned to stone. This helps with past lives, ancestor work, and also healing our past in this life as well. It helps with anything around famine and neglect types of wounds that may have been passed down the family line, any kind of ancestral healing. It also helps with change, especially change after any kind of loss. It helps with nature conservation and everything around connecting with nature, preserving nature, supporting nature, including growing crops. Wonderful too for beginning again after any loss or transition or transformation in life. So even making decisions around how you're going to move forward, this can help. And it's lovely too for genealogy and also the courage to begin again and begin differently. Helpful too for healing, meditation, and letting go. So that is petrified wood. Awesome. It's good to see you. I hope that helps, heart. Hey, Chris, welcome in. Good to see you. Bella, Jennifer, Mercury retrograde protection and whatever else can help with losing blocks of time to, I hate it when that happens, moodiness, perimenopausal yuck, and the next 2 weeks to be freaking awesome. Let's do that. Oh, and financial abundance too. Cool, got it. So let's do, and I think you usually request stones. You do. So let's do Cinnabar, Aqua Aura, Lemurian. Cinnabar, Aqua Aura, Lemurian Quartz, Apophyllite, Numite, and opal. Any particular, like, which opal you'd want? I have. Let's see. I have another opal floating around. Okay, I've got this one. Okay, so let's start with Numite. So Numite, you can see here this beautiful kind of black color, and you see as I move it around, you can see these flashes of gold. That is Numite. So Numite comes to us from Greenland, and this is a lovely stone for helping us find the darkness and the light when we're doing shadow healing, and also when we're doing any kind of spiritual work. It's extremely protective against lower energies, so this is something you can put in any kind of spiritual place to help keep things clear, like tarot cards, etc. It's also just lovely in general for dealing with anything in between here, our realm on Earth, and any other spiritual realm. So that is Numite. So let's go ahead and bring these in. Apophyllite helps with physical rejuvenation and astral travel and clairvoyance and everything having to do with intuition and bringing in connection to the spirit realms. So whether you're doing tarot readings, astrology, scrying, or if you're doing past life work, apophyllite is super helpful. Also great for things like logic and clear-minded thinking. So let's bring in the apophyllite. Let's bring those out here next to amethyst. Lemurian quartz. Specifically, this is blue mist Lemurian quartz. This helps with healing the past, particularly like the inner child, childhood wounds, things that have happened earlier to you in this life, as well as in past lives. It also helps with releasing past emotional pain and past life spiritual healing. Wonderful too for learning about the healing journey as you heal yourself. This can be wonderful for anyone who wants to learn while they're on the self-healing journey. And that can be a really powerful thing. When we learn while we're on our healing journey, we learn from experience, and that allows us to really be the best healers we can be. We heal from experience and understanding. So let's go ahead and actually put these up near the apophyllite. There we go. Okay, cool. So that is Lemurian quartz. We have citrine in there for manifesting abundance, and we also have this right here is cinnabar. Now, cinnabar is just the red highlights here. Cinnabar has a lot of mercury, so I'm very careful with it. This here is what is often sold as cinnabrite. Just the little red, tiny little red dots are actual cinnabar. Because it is so toxic, this has become a more popular way to sell this. Cinnabar, while very toxic, has also been recognized for hundreds of years to help call customers into a business. So we will bring this in for Jennifer. She has a business. You can check it out online at belladonnasbotanicals.com. So that's cinnabar. And aqua aura we've been working with quite a bit for depression. It's definitely a man-altered stone. This is usually coated with either, sometimes they talk about using titanium, often it's 24 karat gold, but this one is particularly helpful for spiritual work as well as depression. I'm doing some more research on it. Because this is a man-altered stone, there's not a ton of literature on it. A lot of folks are super not into that, so I am doing more research on it. So there we go. So that is aqua aura. And awesome. And perimenopausal yuck. Let's go with Unikite. This is fertility, pregnancy, labor, birth, menopause, perimenopause, onset of menses, all of the above. So this is Unikite. Lovely stone for women. Like I said, all of those beautiful times in their lives, especially things like relationships and good marriages. Also helpful for things like addictions, as in particular smoking, and for the heart and circulation, as well as movement of fluids in the body. It's also really helpful for metabolism, balancing metabolism, which can definitely be an issue with perimenopause. I never went through perimenopause. I went through menopause and then super duper menopause. But I can understand. So there you go. So there is some Unikite there for you. I hope that helps. And we'll do some more focus for flower. Let's see. Let's do bumblebee jasper. This is excellent for mental focus. Bumblebee jasper also has quite a bit of arsenic in it, so do be careful with it. This helps with, in addition to the mental focus, things like vitality and energy. It also is helpful with positivity, confidence, motivating you along your path. And it's helpful for empowering manifestation, kind of getting the word out there to the universe, like this is what I'm looking to do, and getting your actions in alignment with that intention. Helps too with decision making in general, the balance of yin and yang in the body, and also with collaborative and group work. So this is bumblebee jasper. So I hope that that helps, flower. And I'm going to bring in some pink opal because Jen had requested opal. So this is excellent for renewal, as well as merging our conscious, logical mind with our intuition and our spiritual self. It's wonderful too for meditation practices, self-healing, connection to our guides, our angels, our ancestors, as well as journeying, any kind of spiritual connection. Wonderful on the physical level for connective tissue, heart, spleen, and lungs, as well as diabetes, hypoglycemia, and with holding a space of nonviolence. So let's go ahead and place some pink opal up here. There we go. Lots of love to you, Jennifer. Maria, welcome. It's good to see you. And Catherine, good to see you back again. Jennifer, you feel like your body needs a reset, like you'll sleep for a week and then you'll stay awake for a week and you just feel like you're stuck in between. There's been a lot of that feeling kind of going on. It's almost like we're waiting for one more thing to shift and then things will start to set up a little bit more. I was watching the astrology podcast, and I was also watching Rick Levine and their plans for August. And I saw with them and a couple other people I follow that there's this sort of sense of, okay, I want to step into the next thing, I want to step into the next thing, but I can't quite, like, the future's not concrete enough. It won't settle until it's meant to be. So actually, I think it was Astrology with Heather went into some good stuff about that with the I think the new moon coming up soon is going to be helpful with that too. But let's see. You don't know what you need: Reiki, massage, sound healing, and exorcism? I know. Well, Reiki certainly can't hurt. I love the sound baths where they have Reiki and sound at the same time. Oh, and there's some sirens in the background. Hang on a moment. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, any other requests? You can pop them in there, everyone. But let's see. A nice reset for Bella Jennifer. Let's see. The first stone that kind of popped into my hand when I thought about it. Actually, you know what? Financial abundance. Awesome. Jen, I also found my Appreciated Jasper. So let's bring that in for you, because I know you requested that last time. Here we go. So this is Appreciated Jasper. Appreciated Jasper usually is red jasper that at some point has cracked open. There's been some kind of fissure. It's broken, and then nature creates new crystals to form within those breaks. Oftentimes there's hematite in there as well. So that's Appreciated Jasper. This helps protection and grounding. It helps with balancing and harmonizing the root chakra. Hold on one moment. It's wonderful too for fibroids, anything about reproductive organs, especially for women. So fertility, also skin allergies, as well as skin-related stress issues. Wonderful for sexual issues, self-doubt, guilt, as well as breaks hold of domination and manipulation, giving you some confidence. So if you are breaking patterns around abusive relationships or anything like that, this can be a particularly helpful stone. It's also great for vitality, strength, animal healing, stability during crisis, dream recall, and clarity. So that is Appreciated Jasper. Arterial circulation. Yeah, let's get some good stuff going for the heart. This is a good one for the heart too, but let's see. So financial abundance, arterial circulation. Good stuff. Let's see. Definitely rhodochrosite. Let's start here. So let's start with, for calling in some financial abundance, we've got a lot of really good abundance stones, but I want to bring in some jade. This can be really helpful for that too. We've got, hey Ninja, welcome in. This is helpful for balance and peace of the body, mind, and spirit. And it also helps with dream work and making dreams a reality, like working towards your goals in that way. Helps too with resourcefulness, confidence, groundedness, especially in really stressful situations, and with prioritizing yourself. But this helps with attracting abundance and all good things, good luck, good fortune when it comes to, oh, I've got a cat on my leg. Hey, come on up. You want to come up? Everything having to do with good health, good wealth, good family, all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and bring in some of this beautiful jade. Whoop, there we go. For heart and circulation, especially heart arteries and all that, rhodochrosite can be helpful. This is thought to be really helpful with the heart and circulation, particularly on the physical level, as well as on the emotional level, mother-baby bonding, healing mother wounds, maternal type wounds, and also anything having to do with the lungs like asthma. Helpful too for stress headaches, but this is also one that helps with connection with our animals, our spirit guides, and our ancestors on the spiritual side. So that is rhodochrosite. So that'll help the physical heart and the emotional heart. And I'm going to keep looking for more circulation stuff for you too. I think, no, not quite that. I'm going to keep looking though. I'm going to keep looking for you, Shell Bell, as we go. Quieting the mind and spirit. Quitting smoking, laryngitis, bronchitis. We've got some good ones in there for that, but we've also got some other good ones for that. Oh, you're so welcome, Shelbell. Let's see. Chris will bring in some sacral chakra stuff. And I'm going to bring in some more financial abundance for Catherine as well, because I just found some more of that. Let's see. Body, mind, spirit balance. This I want to bring in for Ninja. We had this in another couple of stones too, but snowflake obsidian can be really helpful with the mind, body, spirit balance and kind of chilling out. Helps with things like loneliness, guilt, as well as reorganizing patterns, things that we're used to. So heart, this may actually help you too. It's wonderful for serenity, inner peace, and finding hope again, especially after any kind of loss or setback. It's great too for clairaudience, which is the intuitive wisdom that we hear. So that is snowflake obsidian, but it's great for overstimulation as well. For financial abundance, we'll bring in some black and white banded agate. So this is helpful not only for that, but also good financial decisions and stability, especially after any kind of financial setback. This helps with clearing and stabilizing the mental energy and our logic and focus, as well as helping to gain perception, logic, wisdom, and inspiration from our guides, our ancestors, and from spirit in general. Helpful too with new beginnings, shifting our perspectives to something new, like if we're trying to really sit with a new way of thinking. Also with endurance and with anything around death and dying. So that is black and white banded agate. There we go. That will fit. Okay. Sacral chakra, headaches, we've got stuff there. Let's bring in some carnelian. Let's bring in for Shell Bell. I also want to bring in the dioptase. This helps with the overall cardiac health, but also overall cardiac, health being the arteries and veins too. This also helps with chronic fatigue and releasing any patterns around self-neglect. It's lovely for staying in the present moment and tends to attract lots of good people into your life, particularly things like good love matches. Wonderful for inner ear stuff, dizziness, so things like vertigo, as well as IBS, all the good digestive stuff, and stabilizing blood pressure. It also helps with helping just overall healthy changes in your life, as well as vitality, balance, and emotional stability. So this can also help with the quitting smoking intention for Chris, which we also have in amethyst and unakite. So this is dioptase. So let's sneak this in right there. Carnelian can help with the sacral chakra and with sexual function and dysfunction, as well as just sexuality and relationships in general. This is also helpful for overcoming apathy and laziness and wanting to get reinvigorated and be back in the flow of life. Helpful too for finding your twin flame and for disordered eating patterns, as well as helping to heal wounds, colds, allergies, asthma. So that is carnelian. This is also a great stone for things like fertility. Okay. Yeah, I definitely have some. I'm gonna do some more research for you, Shell Bell, on the what you've been looking for support around. Let's see. Let's bring in some rose quartz. I think we could all use the lovely vibe of rose quartz. Like, when is that ever a bad thing? But also this is one that can be really helpful with things like veins, particularly varicose veins, but still can't hurt. So this is rose quartz. This helps with self-acceptance, self-worth, and also with grounding negative self-talk. It brings in a lot of really soothing energy. It helps to open your heart to love and to let go of things like anger and jealousy, as well as helping to heal heartache and heartbreak. Lovely too for sex drive, sexual frustration, and also for forgiveness, as well as writing, art, music, fertility, burns, varicose veins. So that is rose quartz. Anything for asthma is good because, the Canadian wildfire smoke near you is pretty bad. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some more lungs and nature stones because poor nature. also feel like, let's bring in some galena too. So I wanted to bring in some amber. This helps with softening really rigid like beliefs and attitudes and can help us move forward in new ways. I think this will help heart. I also think this is going to be good in general. It helps with things like depression, seasonal affective disorder, anything impacting the teeth, the gums. Helps with emotional blocks, letting go of negativity, with inviting in lots of luck and protection. And I'm seeing a lot of requests for financial abundance, so why not bring in a little bit more? Helps too with attracting lasting love and mental health. So yeah, we'll bring this in. So that is amber. Let's put some here close to the actual spiral itself. There we go. Galena is wonderful for grounding and protection, has a very high content of lead, so do be careful. But this helps with things like healing insight on the physical level, like to sense what's going on within yourself. It also helps with reducing inflammation, skin issues, particularly things like acne and boils and things like that. Helps too with disorders of the veins, so can't hurt for what Shell Bell requested, not quite there, but almost. It helps too with mental and emotional transformation. This is also linked with Saturn, which is very like rules heavy. So anytime that you're going through a really difficult transit or placement around your around Saturn in your chart, if anything's sort of squaring that, Galena can be particularly helpful. Also wonderful with winnings of finances, abundance, and money, as well as the return of anything that is lost or stolen from you. So that's Galena. It's so fun. So fun, so heavy. Yeah, rose quartz is just incredible, isn't it? Let's see, I'll grab just a couple more stones, unless anyone, last call for requests. I know Chris had a couple more. So yeah, last call for requests. Good stuff. I keep getting drawn to hematite, so I'm just going to go ahead and place this in there. So hematite, since like pre-biblical times, has been aligned with the blood. It gets hema from the same concept of blood. This was long thought to have a relationship with the blood because it has a high iron content. So when it fractures open, you see that red inside. Also really helpful for grounding. So a lot of you saying you're feeling like the fear, the anxiety, worry. Grounding is very helpful for that. This is also a great stone for like sudden emotional kind of shock to help ground and cushion that. It also helps to stabilize mood, clear your thoughts, and gives a lot of new perspective, new ways of looking at what's going on. Helps too with memory, focus, and bones, as well as fever and hot flashes. So that is hematite. So let's go ahead and bring some in here. Hematite. Oh, you love amber, Shell Bell? I do too. It's such a gentle but so incredible kind of stone. It's just the memory of that stone is intense. It's so grounding. And Chris, we have apophyllite, we have carnelian, we have jet, we have citrine, we have herkimer. Let's bring in celestite, black onyx, celestite, black onyx, and another one for the pets. We've got a lot of good animal ones. I feel like this will be a good fit for us today too. let's do that. So let's start with celestite. This is very connected with angels. I actually found a celestite just randomly on my carpet the other day, and I'm like, oh, one of the cats must have taken it from my office. And I come looking in here like, oh, it must be missing from the back. No, just showed up. So whether the cats brought it into the middle of the living room or my guides did or both worked together, definitely working with some more celestite, but very angelic stone. This helps us to connect with our higher wisdom, our guardians and our guides, especially our angels. It helps with discerning what is logic, what is our thoughts, and what's our intuition, and what's our fears. So if you're having a hard time telling those apart, celestite's really helpful. Wonderful too for music and art, as well as clear thought. And it helps with managing pain, any kind of pain for any reason. Celestite can be, it won't necessarily, like, it may make the pain feel better, but it's more about helping you feel okay with that pain. It's a little bit more of a spiritual level side of that. But if you're in pain or struggling with pain, celestite's a lovely one to have. Black onyx helps with grounding fear. Oop. Oh, here I go. Bumping into stuff. Helps with grounding fear, anxiety, self-doubt, and brings in a lot of confidence. It also brings in ancestor connection, a lot of protection. It's a superb stone for anyone moving through grief, and it helps to just prop up your self-esteem. Helps with protection against anyone who would play mind games. But this is also, if you're doing any ancestor work, this is a lovely stone. So that is black onyx. There we go. And I also wanted to bring in some emerald, as Catherine was mentioning the wildfires. This is, emerald can be really helpful for bronchitis, lungs, upper respiratory, everything. So this, believe it or not, is emerald. It also helps with your passion for work and your career and why you love it. Helps you helps to reinvigorate that. It's also good for passion in love life. Wonderful too for restoring confidence, especially if you have issues with feeling lack of confidence around your appearance. It also helps to heal skin and tissue. So this is one that I often give folks with like a lot of physical injuries, or if they might be recovering from surgery. This is one I kept around when I was recovering from surgery. So here we go. There we go. And I also wanted to bring in azurite. So azurite, as you can see, that beautiful azure blue, this helps with awakening to the spiritual self. It's superb for intuition and insights. So if you're really looking to gain a new perspective and like look a little deeper at yourself in your life, right now during a Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to do that. Azurite's very helpful for it. It also helps with creativity, with gaining any kind of wisdom from our spiritual pursuits or learning about spirituality, either one. Wonderful too for dissolving blockages, especially energy blockages in the body. Also obstacles in life, if you're dealing with one of those. It helps to calm and quiet the mind during meditation and energy work, and I've seen that as a theme tonight for sure, as well as spinal alignment, muscle spasms, and uncontrolled tics. The azurite blue is simply magical. Right? My goodness. It really is. It really does live up to its name. So let's go ahead and place that here on top of the other rose quartz. And Haley's incontinence. Let's see. Is there one more I can grab? We've got all the good animal stones. I feel to bring in mahogany obsidian as our last one. this one, and I think it'll help with Chris too. This one, it has a lot of good indications for teeth and gum healing. It also helps with carpal tunnel and also with physical strength and vitality. Wonderful too for releasing feelings around perfectionism. If you struggle with a done something is better than a perfect nothing. I struggle with that. Mahogany obsidian, very helpful with that. Also helps with skin healing, releasing anger and releasing a need for approval as well. So that is mahogany obsidian. So let's go ahead and place some love around the mahogany obsidian. There we go. Awesome. I think we are there. Awesome. So I think we're at that time where, as per usual, I will go ahead and quickly explain a little bit of what Reiki is, how it works, how to make the most out of the healing that I'm about to send. So while I do that, if you wouldn't mind helping, the best way to lift the energy of the space that you are in, the space that I am in, the space that we are all sharing together, is to go ahead and just, it's so simple but so powerful, think of anything that you are grateful for. Anything at all. If you are so bold, you can enter it into the chat. On the next screen, just know that the things that are entered into the chat will come up on the screen. So just putting that out there. But feel free to just think of, and if you care to share anything that you are grateful for, pop it in the chat while I explain a little bit about Reiki. And then after that, we will transition into a beautiful energy healing session. So also, if you need to use the loo, now is a good time. So let's go ahead, let's learn a little bit about Reiki and then dive into some healing. So, welcome. I'm so happy to see y'all here. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so grateful for health, and I'm so grateful for all of you. In case you have not been here before, my name's Danielle. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching Reiki for just about 17 years now. If you would like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, go ahead and check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description. There's also a little scannable QR code up on the screen that you can use to sign up for my email newsletter or head to my website. All the information is there. But what is Reiki? So Reiki, specifically the type I work with, is known as Usui Reiki. This particular style comes from Japan and was created in the early 1920s, but based on much more ancient concepts and principles. Mikao Usui taught this particular method or approach of working with energy healing at a time in Japan's history that was a little bit dicey. Things had to be made secular so that one was not teaching religion, because that was definitely banned at the time, especially from Usui, who was a Buddhist monk. He taught folks of all different backgrounds, so making it more secular, definitely helpful at that time for folks to come together, share more around this concept of an energy that flows through everyone and everything everywhere. Much in the Shinto understanding, that's where the core concepts underneath Reiki come from. The idea that this beautiful, lovely, foundational energy is all around us, and that we can all connect with it and essentially use it to help support ourselves for healing and well-being, and using Usui's techniques to support others for healing and well-being, which is what I'm going to use this evening. So these techniques, based on ancient things, but much newer version, because when haven't humans been innovating? We always have, and we always tend to rise to the occasion and adapt things to our needs. And here we are now, 100 years on from Usui, and we're doing it on the internet because, of course, things evolve. So essentially, the concept of Reiki, again, that lovely, beautiful soul energy that we all have connection with. It's not my energy, nor is it yours. I'm not taking your energy. I'm not giving you mine, or transmuting different people's energy to different folks. Just bringing in all the good stuff. And it's understood and kind of felt in these practices that the body, mind, and spirit automatically know how to apply this energy to support our greater good. So during the session, it's often reported that folks feel just really nice and chill, kind of calm. Oftentimes relaxed. If you feel like you're going to fall asleep, good, take that nap. Awesome. If you feel like you've got a lot coming up and maybe you're processing some feelings, or maybe you want to journal or write some things down, there's no wrong way to enjoy this time. Oh, you know the Reiki's coming. Yeah, here comes a little Hattie Bumbledaddy. You want to say hi? No, you're shy? Okay, you stay here. So basically, as I connect with this energy, my intention is to connect with this energy and share as much of it as is meant to go to you and everywhere else for the greater good, with love to all and harm to none. So you can go ahead and enjoy this energy any way that feels right to you, whether it's right now, if you're here live with us, or whenever you found this video. The energy will still be there for you. Essentially, I will be connecting to this and sending the healing energy to you, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, over some beautiful soundtrack, which, by the way, if you want to learn more about the musical creator, she's linked in the description below. It is an actual musician and not AI at all. We will go ahead and, as I'm sending, I invite you to chill in any way that feels good to you. You can sit or lie down in any position that feels good. You can move around all you need. Get up and grab something if you feel you want to. You can use this time for a lovely passive nap. You can combine this time with something else that's meaningful to you, like stretching, yoga, meditating, eating chips. It can all be spiritual in its own way. But there's no wrong way to enjoy this time. During the session, if you find that you feel inclined to focus on anything, you certainly can, but you don't have to focus on anything. If you feel like you want to calm your mind or quiet your mind, you certainly can. I invite you to take a deep breath in and just let go of what's in your mind, but you don't have to. Whether you are having a rambling mind, whether you are ugly crying or reading or snoozing or snoring, you're going to have a wonderful time that's going to support you body, mind, and soul. Reiki, of course, isn't a replacement for anything else. It's just a lovely complement to everything. I like to tell folks, going through the cancer journey, chemo saved my life and Reiki helped me get through chemo. And I find that's true. So no wrong way to enjoy this. The session will last for approximately a half an hour, so go ahead and get nice and cozy. Like I said, you can get up, move around. It won't interrupt the session or anything, but if you do feel like you want to come back into the session and sink back into it, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. That usually kind of is a deep mental reset. At the end of the session, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a few deep breaths, slowly come back to your body, and at that point I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. I won't be able to answer too much while I'm actually sending. During the actual Reiki itself, I will have a light that goes on over the crystals. The light will swirl and move and change colors. It will not flash or strobe, so you are good there. And just know that I am here twice a week, Fridays and Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast US time. You're always welcome to go ahead and add a couple of requests. If you can't make it live, just go ahead onto the upcoming announcement and just chat them in there. I'll absolutely address them. And know that you can always come back and get some Reiki, whether it's live or on the replay. These videos are always here for you. And it's always an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. It's just wonderful to be able to be of support in this very, very dubious time in the world. So thank you all for your support and for being here. So let's go ahead on in, get nice, get cozy for the healing. And also, if any other healing requests have come to mind, or if it's not something you want to share in such a public forum, just think about what your intention is and the Reiki will support it for you. So thanks again for being here, and let's go ahead and take a closer look at that beautiful crystal grid that you all inspired. Ta-da! Ooh, good job, everyone. That's beautiful. Aw, Shelbel, that's beautiful, your husband and daughter. Aw, I absolutely love all of the blessings here. And lots of love to you, Heart, and your husband. Lots of love to your whole family. So everybody go ahead, take that deep breath in and out. I'm going to go ahead, mute my microphone, turn up that music, and within about 15 to 30 seconds of the music going up, you'll start to feel the Reiki coming your way. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you all in about 30. Okay, enjoy. I invite you now to slowly come back to your body. If you'd like to stay here and simply snooze on off, go right ahead. And for those of you who'd like to get up and stretch a bit, I invite you to just gently move and bend. And bring your attention back to the room. Take a deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. If you have any questions or anything to share, please go ahead and use the chat. And as Shell Bell reminded me, yes, if you haven't already liked, subscribed, all of that good YouTuber stuff, I super appreciate it. But more than anything, I appreciate you being here. For those of you who weren't here last time or missed it, my channel is currently not monetized just because I don't meet the requirements. I was gone for so long, I didn't quite meet I'm just below the watch hour requirements, so every moment that you watch helps the channel. And I deeply appreciate y'all for being here and coming back after such a long hiatus. It's so good to see you all again. Thank you, Catherine. I hope you have a wonderful week too. Shellbell, Flower, Bella, Jennifer, thank you all so much. I love seeing all of you here. Lots of love to Little Tree as well, Flower. I love being here hanging out with y'all. Yep, big week ahead. The first half of August, there's going to be a lot of astrological things happening. Nothing out of the blue, I'll say. If you've never seen Rick Levine Astrology, this is the month to probably find his channel. He spells his last name Levin, Rick Levine. He had a really good take on the month ahead. And starting next month, I will return to doing the tarot for all 12 signs. So, yay, coming back in September of 2025. I know, I can't believe it's August already either. Could the planets just not for like a while? Well said. Yeah, all the outer planets changing signs this year is just a bit much. A bit much. Yay, I'm excited about that too. Amanda! Oh, thank you. It's so good to see you too. Lots of love to you, and thank you for all your help when things were really hard. I really appreciate you for that. Thank you. Yeah, Amanda Green was helping me when things were down, and also Bella Jennifer definitely helped a lot when things were down, and Hart. Hart also helped. Hart and her husband helped a lot when things were down too. Would I consider teaching tarot? Yes, I'm actually planning on something. I have some course materials in the works. My shop is going to be back open soon. I have to make sure everything's updated on my end on the computer side of the shop to make sure everything's going to work, because being gone for 14 months, I didn't do all the updates and things like that. So I just need to make sure everything is off without a hitch before I get back into that. And I'll definitely wait. I'll get something done on the shop during this month, but mail gets a little slow during August in Philly too. But I will let you know, and thank you so much for asking. Yeah, thank you for asking though. Love having all you here. All of you are so supportive. It's amazing. I think every YouTube community and just communities in general, whether it's like a content creator I follow or people I've met through my channel, I think we all love the authentic connection we get through things like this with actual people that we can connect with. It's something very humanizing, and it's something we all need right now. Do I have a P.O. box to receive gifts? No, but I should. Thank you for reminding me. I will let you know. Do I do consultations or otherwise? Yes, you can always schedule on my online calendar. If you go to learnreikiphiladelphia.com, or the QR code will take you there, you can schedule for like a one-on-one consult kind of thing. And that can be for students with Reiki questions. That can be for, poking my brain for business stuff, anything. But I am working on kind of like a re-immersion for folks that have like trained in Reiki, but they want to get back into it. So that's actually really good to hear that that's something that you'd like positively. And thank you, Shelbell. That's a great suggestion. But yeah, Jennifer, I'll let you know. And Jennifer, you can reach out to me too. We can figure something out. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you all. Yeah, I feel like I'm coming back to life. It's strange. It's real strange after being on hiatus for 14 months to suddenly be like, oh, look at this. I have a little bit of hair again. Oh, look at this. I'm back on again. Well, yeah, do rent first, but also, Jennifer, if you want to do any kind of a trade or something, that's fine too. I'm always down with that because, yeah, bills are real. Okay, cool. Yeah, finances are real, especially right now. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and let all of you start winding down on your Sunday. I think the cats are about to start asking for the next round of catnip and treats, so I better get on that. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you all so much for being here. Oh, and thank you, Shelbell. I'm feeling better all the time. Yeah, I still have another surgery coming up, so it's not, I have a scheduled date, but I may go with a different surgeon. Things are kind of up in the air. I'm not planning anything right now because super Mercury retrogrades, but it'll happen when the time is right. Yeah. Luckily, infusions, other than infusions to help rebuild my bones, infusions are done. I was on 14 months of infusions and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, breast cancer is no fun. Let this be everyone's reminder. Go ahead and get your breast cancer screening, however you do it, whether it's mammogram, ultrasound, MRI. There's lots of options now, but more importantly than ever, do your self exams. That's how I found mine. Yep, I found mine through a self-exam. And I happen to have a mammogram on the calendar for 2.5 weeks later. So all the parts of me knew something was going to be going on, apparently. Ooh, you're doing candles. Cool. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and wind this down. Thank you all so much for being here. It's lovely to see you all. And all of your suggestions and everything are super welcomed and encouraging. If you have any other ideas or anything that you'd like to see me do, let me know, because hey, it's a fresh restart for me, so what's the first rule of business? Give them what they want. I'm all ears. So all of you have a beautiful rest of your evening. I hope you have a lovely week ahead. I hope to see you soon. Take care, and bye for now.